Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Netflix series called Kingdom. Now, when this was first announced, I was very much looking forward to it. Still am. Firstly, we've had quite a few zombie series ongoing now. Walking Dead, their spin-off, Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm told, if I remember correctly, there's a second spin-off series that was recently announced. So we've had a bit of the zombie phase, but I'm glad that they went in the direction that they did with this one, going the feudal era route instead of modern day. That makes the dynamic a bit more interesting because they don't have ranged weapons here, which means that the majority of the times we'll actually be seeing close combat, and that's not something that we've gotten quite a bit of. Yeah, there are one or two characters in Walking Dead that actually use, Michonne uses a sword, and you have persons using an axe and other close knives and other close range weapons. But for the most part, this would be a different time period, and it's not something that we've seen too often. Well, I don't believe I've ever seen. There just may be some Asian series or movie that takes place in that era, but I've not seen one. So this is the first time that I can recount that we've actually gotten something like this, where we have an outbreak in the feudal period. And looking at the trailer that I saw, it seems to be taking, or at the very least, I don't know how far that goes, but it seems to be taking, borrowing a bit from how I felt Fear the Walking Dead started out. Actually going into the outbreak, not full on zombie at the beginning, but showing the slow descent into madness that the world that we actually see in The Walking Dead. No, Fear the Walking Dead did that very well the first season, I felt. Sorry, but for me personally, after season 1, it felt like we were already in The Walking Dead, in the world of The Walking Dead, right? So after season 1, I kind of fell off, but it's something that I may pick up back later on, because I do hear that it does pick up, and the characters became less irritating, because honestly, the family was just hard to watch, right? I'm being honest there. All right, so I'm very much looking forward to Kingdom. So let's see what we're in store for. All right. Kingdom. Interesting opening. It looks like some sort of funeral there, or some ritual of some sort. Alright, so these two are in the palace. So I'm wondering if the Emperor is who we saw in the intro. Like, was that the... I love this. Just silent, intense. Okay, growling. Okay, I guess this answers that question. So the Emperor has been turned. The Emperor has been turned, but the Doctor looks genuinely surprised. King is dead and you win. I love those hats.
밤새 한양성 곳곳에 이와 똑같은 괴사가 100장이 넘게나 붙었습니다.
살아계신 전하가
유창으로 쓰러지셨습니다. 곁에서 시탕을 들다가 세자마저 같은 병에 걸려 쓰러진다면 그 누가 이 나라의 조정을 지킨단 말입니까? 왕실의 큰 어른으로서 절대 허락할 수 없으니 어서 돌아가세요.
한 가지만 대답해 주십시오. 아바마마께서 정녕 무사하신 것입니까?
세자는 아바만바에 대한 효만 배우시고 이 어미에 대한 효는 못 배우셨나 봅니다. 아래 것들 앞에서 어미를 이리 불충하게 대하시다뇨. 이 어미가
So
그리를
didn't he
내리신
just answer your
겁니까?
question?
아니면 아직 태어나지도 않은 이 아우가
she's
무엇입니까?
pregnant. That explains a lot.
그렇지.
그런 게 아니시라면 어서 돌아가세요. 멋들하느냐? 세자를 매시지 않고.
Alright, so technically he would be next in line to the throne. But that would be bad for her family. If the king passes away before he's sworn in. Unless,
저 노릇하셨거든요.
went to the queen's palace. How convenient.
범이라, 저와 모셔다 드려라.
예, 아버님.
It's his father. So he doesn't really have a lot of power. There's not much else he can do. He's screwed, man.
저하가 오늘 많이 놀라신 듯하니 기웅안이라도 올려드려라.
좋아. 구하였느냐? 예, 하마터면 걸릴 뻔했지만 가져왔사옵니다. 아바마마께서 쓰러지신 건 열흘 전. 지난 금호입니다. 오한, 발열, 두통.
So they have the journal now.
여러 번 올렸으나 소용이 없.
He's siding with the queen,
이제
but
그만하시지요.
somehow doesn't want the prince to come to power.
당장 세자를
No?
의금부로 압송하라.
Good thing the prince left.
세자는 어디 있느냐?
Not the hat, man. How can he not give this
다시
answer
한번
if he doesn't
똑같은
know?
대답을 하면 이번엔 목이 날아갈 것이다.
I'm not sure.
세자는 어디 있느냐?
가르옵게 황송하오나 아까부터 저희도 계속 찾았지만 동궁전 그 어디에도 계시지 않았습니다. 직접 보시지 않으셨습니까?
세자를 찾아라. 월란이건 한양성이건 샅샅이 뒤져서 일군부를 끌고 오라. 세자는 이제 이 나라의 국본이 아니야.
So he's
영모를 꾸민
he's committed
대역죄인이다.
treason just because they said so. Oh, come on. Did you have to kill him? Now you're just being a dick, man. Yeah, I wasn't on board before, but you need to die. Because Daddy holds the high. Come on. No, she's not gonna survive this. I liked her.
더 할 말 있어?
Don't go out there. Oh, they're eating her, man. Yep. Blood. There's blood running down the door, though. They're not at the door. All right, so there we have it. Season 1, episode 1. My thoughts so far. As I mentioned earlier at the start of the video that I don't recall ever seeing this done or seeing the zombie outbreak happening in the feudal era. But then while watching, I actually remembered what was it, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. It's an anime that I think maybe about 2 years ago. That was very similar to this. Well, it was different in a lot of ways. It was more steampunky, but it still took place in the feudal era. So there are still some similarities there. I'm sure it won't go in the same direction that the anime went, but it was a really good anime though. It only had one season. I'm not sure why. It was brilliant. I really do hope I see a continuation later, but yeah, I do see some similarities between this and that, especially in terms of the tone that it's setting. And I mentioned earlier that I thought Fear the Walking Dead did an excellent job, but this did what I hoped that Fear the Walking Dead would have done. Well, I mean, obviously the outbreak has begun now, but it's still somewhat contained in that hospital, the clinic there. So it hasn't gone, it hasn't spread throughout the kingdom as yet. But I understand the crown prince, right? Based on all the information that we've gotten so far, because they've built the world up now, but they've at the very least told us what everyone's agenda is, right? The king is dead, right? Essentially, the crown prince is next in line for the throne, but the king dies before. The king is dead now, but if the queen gives birth before he's able to ascend to the throne, then her son essentially would be the rightful heir to the throne, and not him. I guess he revealed that he is in fact a bastard, which I guess doesn't help in terms of his legitimacy. so that people might favor the queen and her newborn son over him. So it still didn't explain, and I suspect they'll do that in later episodes. But there's still no explanation as to why he wanted his father dead, because as much as he was showing concern, as they kept revealing more and more later that he was a part of the rebels, so to speak, who wanted new leadership. So he wanted to dethrone his father, but we didn't get to see any relationship between him and his father. Did they have a good relationship? Did they have a bad one? Or is it that his father fell ill, and suspecting that he would be overthrown, he decided to take action, right? So we don't have all the answers just yet, but I expect that they'll go into that a bit further down the line. But so yeah, so we know his agenda. One of the king's advisor, I'm not sure if one of the captured rebels mentioned the whole clan, who the queen's family, the whole clan, trying to usurp the power for themselves. But I'm not sure if he's a member of that clan. They alluded to that, and based on how much power he seems to hold, especially compared to the other advisors, he just shoved the other guys facing the table, and everyone around the table was just looking helpless, right? So my assumption is that he's the head of the clan, and so he wants to see. I don't know if the queen is his daughter or his niece or whatever their relationship might be, but he obviously wants to see the queen take power and not the queen. It must benefit him in some way, right? I don't know. I guess he can't ascend to the throne himself because he's not royalty, but the next best thing would be to have someone you're related to on the throne, or someone that you can control at the very least. But I don't know whether or not the queen is just a puppet for him, or whether or not she has her own ambitions. We only saw her in that one scene there, but there'll be time enough for that. I do love the relationship between the crown prince and his guard. Every time they're on the screen together, it's it's just hilarious. So I do hope nothing happens to either of the two at the very least yet, because I want to see more interaction between the two, because they're just hilarious. We didn't get a lot of action quite yet, but this is the first episode, so I expect that things will ramp up later on once the outbreak begins to spread. So for now, building the world and revealing what everyone's agenda is. So they did an excellent job with that. The set design, the music, building the tension. The first scene with the doctor's assistant going to the king's room, and it's just done a great job in building the horror ambiance, and a lot of times that is missing from Walking Dead. It feels like a survival series more and more so now, and less of a horror series. And I don't know, initially I believe that it was aiming to be both, or at least I felt that way. But it feels more of a survival thing now, and less so on the horror aspect of it. Every now and then in Walking Dead you'll find the characters in some situation where they'll be going on a food supply run or something, and they end up in a situation where they're trapped somewhere, or these zombies come out of some ridiculous situations, and that I absolutely love that. But then it goes back to the monotonous daily routine, and then it just loses me. So I see a lot of that here, a lot of the horror elements coming out here, and that's what I wanted, that's what I was looking forward to, that's what I was expecting, and I was not disappointed. So I'm looking forward to the next episode, and I do hope that this gets a second season. One of the other series that is a movie, Train to Busan, that I did watch. I was a bit late to the party. I only watched Train to Busan last year, and I absolutely loved it. Asian films seem to do a lot. I don't know, they seem to lack the budget that Hollywood blockbuster films have, but they make do, right? So while the CG and stuff may not always look the best, in terms of practical the practical effects, they usually do a great job. And so Train to Busan, I absolutely love that. I did hear that they greenlit a sequel to Train to Busan. I'm not sure when exactly that will be coming out, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of adaptations, I mean, we know that a lot of the horror genre in Hollywood borrows elements from Asian films. The Ring and a number of other films were borrowed from Asian cinema and made into these blockbuster franchises. I'm not a huge fan of trilogies and such. If you make a good movie, make the movie and end it there, right? And I appreciate the fact that a lot of those films, a lot of the adaptations, especially anime adaptations, when they're done by the East, it's usually done significantly better than when it's done in Hollywood. It can Death Note was just horrible. I saw Bleach recently, but it didn't tell the story beat for beat in terms of the manga and the episodes, but it did. I felt it did an excellent job in terms of adapting that first arc, right? Rurouni Kenshin, it was the same for me. So they did a great job. But on the other hand, in Hollywood, Ghost in the Shell was just yeah. Ghost in the Shell is my favorite anime of all time. So that was just blatant rubbish, right? So I'm glad to see that here they finally seem to have, or at the very least, Netflix seems to have given them the opportunity to just go out, to be imaginative and just do what they need to do without having to think about how much money this is going to make, how many runs have been ordered by the studio. They don't have to be thinking about that. I'm expecting that does happen in Netflix, because I mean they are in the business of making money as well. Fine, but I don't get the impression that they're putting the creativity last, or and it comes out in the work. And I'm sure there are a lot of misses as well, but then when something like this comes along, you remember that, okay, it can be done. It can be done. And network TV, it just shows you that network television has a long way to go, right? So I thoroughly enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait to see episode 2 and season 2 when we get there. So I do hope that you've enjoyed it as well. Be sure to post down in the comments your thoughts of the first episode. And if you like what you've seen here and you'd like to see more, let's hit like or subscribe, and I will see you next time.